I hope that everybody is surviving and thriving during your extended vacation time. And if you are watching this video, you probably already know that Access has been canceled for the next couple of weeks. I just wanted to let you know that I am pretty bummed that we can't meet face to face, but we do hope that these videos will help to at least partially fill that void until we can meet again in person. So here's what this one's gonna look like. I've got a few housekeeping type announcements I'd like to make. Then there is a short devotional thought for you all that's going to be in conjunction with our current youth group series on doubt. We're going to stick with the same content that we have been talking about for the last couple of weeks, just to retain some sort of sense of normalcy, but it's now just going to have to be in this digital format. And then we're going to end with a few practical challenges that I'd really like you to respond to. I mean, let's be real here. What else are you doing right now? And so, announcement number one: if you didn't catch it, our church did stream our Sunday service live through our Word of Life YouTube channel. So to find that, you just got to go to youtube.com and type Word of Life Baptist Church in the search bar on YouTube, and that should pop right up for you. Announcement number two: I really need your help. If you don't know, this is pretty new territory. Filming videos like this is kind of weird for me. Doing Access online is something that has never been done, and so to help make this a better experience, I really covet your guys' interactions with these videos. And please send me your ideas to how to make these things better. You can reach me on my Facebook. You can reach me through my church email here, which is Colby, C-O-L-B-Y, at wolbc.org. Or you can even text me or whatever if you got my contact information that way. But we might be separated. We might not be meeting face to face. However, I don't want to lose the sense of community that we have as a youth group. So please stay in touch. But without further ado, let's jump right into things. Let's start Access Online. For the last few weeks, we have been talking all about doubt. If you remember, some of the key takeaways that we had were: number one, it's totally normal to doubt. Humans are naturally curious creatures, and even the heroes of our faith, even the people in the Bible, people like David and Elijah and all of them, they doubted God too. It's totally normal. We also talked about how God doesn't shame us for our doubting. Remember when we read the story about John the Baptist, and how when he was in jail, he was questioning Jesus's messiahship. John the Baptist is Jesus's cousin, but even when he sends some questions to Jesus through his disciples, Jesus doesn't respond by giving him any sort of shaming answer. He doesn't disparage John for his doubts. He doesn't shame him. Instead, he offers him proof. So when we have doubts from time to time, God does answer our questions. He provides us proof. He gives us the things that we ask for, except when he doesn't. Has there ever been a time in your life where you asked God to do something, but he didn't do what you asked him to? Have you ever prayed a desperate prayer only to hear celestial silence on the other end? Our questions, let's be honest, they don't always get answers. Remember the story of Job? Here was a guy who had everything in life. He had a great family, a great house, a great job, a lot of wealth, but more so than this, he was pious. He loved the Lord, and despite it all, and at least from his vantage point, Job begins to lose everything. We as the readers know that God and Satan are having kind of a conversation up in the heavenly realm. We've got an inside track on the inner working of Job's situation. We've got a perspective that Job doesn't have. All he knows that is in a matter of a few days, he has lost almost everything. His farm is burned up. His children have died, and he's been struck with a terrible terrible sickness. And all of this leads Job to cry out in lament. He prays in Job 3, verse 23 to 26. He says, "Why is life given to those with no future? Those God has surrounded with difficulties. I cannot eat for sighing. My groans pour out like water. What I always feared has happened to me. What I dreaded has come true. I have no peace, no quietness. I have no rest. Only trouble comes." In other words, Job is questioning why all of this is happening to him. He's in a lot of pain. He's done nothing wrong. And he doesn't exactly blame it on God or doubt that God has good for his life, but he comes really close. And as the story progresses, and really especially after his friends appear to him to offer him some bad advice and theologically incorrect explanations as to why he's suffering, Job does get a little more direct with his questioning. In chapter 13, verse 3, he says, "As for me, I would speak directly to the Almighty. I want to argue my case with God himself." He knows that he didn't do anything to deserve the suffering he was experiencing, so why was it happening? And then in chapter 31 of the book, Job demands that God answer him in person. He has questions, he has doubts, and he needs answers. 31, 3 through 4. "Is not calamity for the wicked and disaster for the workers of evil? Doesn't he see everything I do and every step I take?" 31:35. "If only someone would listen to me. Look, I will sign my name to my defense. Let the Almighty answer me. Let my accuser write out the charges against me. Why is this happening?" Have you ever asked similar questions? Have you ever been in a similar experience to that of Job's? Have you ever been through something really, really hard in your life that made you question the rules of reality? Why would the Lord let me go through this? Why would a good God allow me to experience this pain? If you're like me, you probably have. And you probably also know that our questions, they really don't always get answered, or at least not in the ways that we would like them to be. Here's the deal. God does respond to Job, but he doesn't really answer the question that Job was asking. The Lord appears within a whirlwind in Job 38, and he doesn't fill in Job on the inner workings of the heavenly realm or about his conversation with Satan. Instead, God, through both showing Job the intricate details of his act within creation and then the power that he has over creation, he makes a very specific point. The Lord is bigger and more powerful than anything that we could ever imagine. He knows all, and he is in control even when it doesn't seem like it. Job only has a small window into the complexity of reality. So even in the midst of suffering, he's got to trust that God has got his back. When we have doubts or questions, God might not answer us in the way that we would like him to. In fact, he might not even answer us at all. But we too can be confident, like Job was at the end of the book, that God is for us. Romans 8, verse 28, it says, "We know that God causes everything to work together for the good of those who love God and are called according to his purpose." That doesn't mean our lives will always be easy if we have strong faith. And that definitely doesn't mean the less we doubt, the better things we'll get. It's not like God is going to grant us a peek through the window to see how things work in the heavenly realm if we just have enough faith in him. No, that's not how it works. But we can be assured that if we know Christ as Lord, he is really, truly making all things work together for the good. Through his death on the cross, Christ made a way for us, all of us who might believe in him, to have entrance into his kingdom. And in Jesus' resurrection, it proves to us that suffering and death will pass away. We can have great hope in that. Everybody doubts from time to time. And it's true that God does answer the questions that we ask Him. He does provide us proof. It's all over the Scriptures. But even when we have those questions that we take to God and He doesn't give us an answer, we can be assured that God has still got our back. And He is working all things out for the good of those who trust and believe in His Son, Jesus.
All right, well, here I am in my small group, and you are at home. We're missing you, just want you to know that, and wondering if you saw the video that Colby sent all of us, challenging us to stay connected with each other. There's some ways that you could do that by maybe contacting your small group members, staying connected with them that way, praying for them, messaging them, and telling them that you just we're praying for them, we're thinking about them. If you have the means, it would be great to send a picture or a video showing how you're staying connected with God during these times. Maybe you could show yourself doing your Lent Devo, maybe your prayer time together with God, or maybe how you're worshiping God with music. We're so thankful for your faithfulness, and we're looking forward to the chance to be together with you. Again, hoping that will happen really soon.